Albert, I don't know whether I should be asking you this question again as to how much of damage Galamsey, the use of arsenic, lead, and mercury, which are non-essential heavy metals, how much of damage they are doing to us. He's giving us the averages that this should not go beyond. And you can see, we've broken the record. Like, you shouldn't be talking about it. So, Doc, speak to us. Prof. Sampine, please unmute your mic.
Okay, and do you hear me?
Yes, please.
All right, thank you so much. In fact, like Dr. Kobner said, I also side with him. As scientists, we try as much as possible to dissociate ourselves from the politics that is usually done when it comes to situations like this. Sometimes I feel sad, and very, very sad indeed, when politicians come to sit on air and try to tell us who did what and who is doing what. It's so sad. In fact, it saddens my heart very well. But then, as scientists, we try as much as possible not to join the chorus, but except to do the right thing. So, like what you are saying, in fact, I'm also happy that at least the thing that I started has initiated a lot of research in Ghana now. People are going through and doing all manner of things. I initiated this in I think, 2019 or something. And now people are doing it, and it's actually collaborating with what I said earlier on, and that if nothing is done, we are going to be in trouble. Of course, people are talking about turbidity, and then the water company is telling us that they are using more iron. Iron is aluminum hydroxide. That is the full name, aluminum hydroxide. And this aluminum hydroxide, when taken for a long period, in fact, at higher concentration, it has a lot of what we call health effects. One of them is kidney. When you use iron, that's aluminum hydroxide that is used to purify the water, especially when they are using that concentration, which I believe is so high, is going to cause kidney problem, is going to cause irritation in the respiratory tract, is going to cause what we call Alzheimer's disease, that neurological defect. All these things are things that have been proven, have been studied and proven to be as important that we have to be very careful about. Now, these Galamsey, apart from the effect that we are seeing around, the next thing is drowning. Drowning. These abandoned pits collect a lot of water, and children, for some reason, would like to go and swim in them, and then in the attempt at swimming, they get drowned. In Konfanochi alone, I think 2019 to 2021, I carried out a research by going through the data in Konfanochi, and then I was trying to compare the profile of unnatural death in the Ashanti region, especially the northern part of the northern sector. What it showed me was that drowning alone took, in fact, the total was 2,470. Drowning alone was 40%. In fact, I would say that road traffic accident took the highest number. Poisoning and so on and so forth were there. But then drowning alone was 40%. And out of the 40%, the ones that came from Galamsey abandoned pit alone was 25%. The rest were those that got drowned in normal, maybe they went swimming in the normal waters and then they get drowned. Or probably, and so what we are trying to say is that, in fact, now as we speak, I'm also doing another work, and the work is about what we call spontaneous abortion. And in some hospitals, where women, out of something that they have not committed, go to the hospital, or for reason being that they've seen blood spotting, that's what we usually call spot. And then these women go to the hospital only to abort the babies that they've actually impregnated, they've been pregnant with.
Sorry, Prof. You said spontaneous abortion.
Spontaneous abortion.
That is abortion. It's unintentional. Is
unintentional. Yes, okay. Exactly. These women are now, in fact, I have about 500 cases where women have gone to the hospital and abort their babies because of concentration of these heavy metals in their placenta.
Hey.
And so Oh, yes, Samson. Sometimes it's so sudden, it saddens my heart, like I said earlier, that when we see politicians trying to equalize or trying to trivialize the whole thing, it's so sad. And of course, it's something that people are playing with. In fact, for me, I'm not interested whether the government or the president will declare state of emergency. But the most important thing is that the Galamsey activity is really killing us. It's really, in fact, kidney diseases. I think recently Kolebu also came out to actually show some data where they told us that non-communicable disease has started, surging. What it means is that some of these things, like these heavy metals, go deep into destroying the cells, causing what we call systemic inflammation, leading to chronic diseases. Do you understand? So all these hypertension that has gone up, what do you call it, diabetes, just mentioned asthma and all those things. All these diseases I don't know whether Kolebu tried actually to find out why the reason for that, but I don't know. But it is noted that all these heavy metals can cause chronic disease, and chronic disease or systemic inflammation in any form can lead to all these non-communicable diseases that they've actually made mention of. And so basically, Samson, apart from spontaneous abortions, now we are talking about what do you call it, skin diseases. We are looking at GIT, that is vomiting, diarrhea disease, and all those things. These are things that are rare. They are things that people are saying. A lot of doctors, friends that I know, they come, some of them call me from Pristia, Bogoso, Wase Krupon, Bibiani. They tell me that, look, doc.
These are the mining areas.
Exactly. Ever since you brought attention to this, we have been recording a lot of deformities in babies. Of course, most of them are afraid to come out because they fear for their life. Most of them are private hospitals that these women go to deliver those babies. Those that sometimes they lay hands on, they go and bury them or they incinerate them. So basically, it becomes very difficult even to get more of these samples to examine. Placenta, the one that the child needs, the child uses to feed through, from the mother, what is happening is that the placentas are all contaminated. They are all polluted with heavy metals. I have about 4,500 placentas that I've examined. The concentration, of course, Dr. Kobna Mensah has taken a lot of the time, so I cannot also show you some of the data we have.
You have examined real, actual placentas, over 4,000 of them.
Yeah, over 4,000 from different regions in Ghana here, where you see heavy metals in the cord and then the placenta itself. I'm talking about the cord that supplies that gets the nutrients, and then the baby gets it through the mothers. We have the maternal side and we have the fetal side. All these things have heavy metals. But then my worry once again is that if we continue to play politics with it, do we have what it takes to even solve the kidney diseases that is coming now? Now dialysis, very expensive, and nobody gets it for free. And children in a lot of hospitals, in fact, I'm doing another research with the nephrologist at Confanoche, and he tells me that, Prof, the number of cases that are from children, chronic kidney diseases, is also surging. And so these are the rare things that we have to consider. Actually, I would have wished that the main political parties, the two of them, NDC and NPP, will come together and say that, look, enough is enough, because whatever it is that we are doing, whether we are trying to downplay the whole thing, or we are trying to use it as a political capital, it will not help anybody. We should be very serious about it and solve this problem the way it's supposed to. In fact, we have to actually tackle this in headlong. Otherwise, I've said it time without number. I think I've spoken to you some years ago that if care is not taken, there comes a point where you see a human being walking, but the brain, the cognitive impairment is so high, this autism and all those things that are coming up. Inhalation of mercury affects your brain and affects your nerves. It affects everything. Inhalation or ingestion of mercury or inhalation or even contact with it alone is a problem. So if you look at what Dr. Kobner just said, you realize that we are seriously in trouble. So please, if there's a chance where we all can come together, if there's a way, the governments, those who matter, who feel that they want to tackle, call all scientists, people who have done work on this. Let us see means by which we can mitigate it. If the child is at risk, let us see how best we can mitigate it so that the child will survive and probably live a quality life one day. Otherwise, if you continue to say that this person tried this, another person has said this, and therefore we are using this political thing, I think, like he said, I don't want to go into that politics, but then I'm pleading with all these political parties that we are in trouble and let us come together to solve the problem.
Thank you very much, Professor Sampini. Thank you once again.